The one who's lost again and fills the emptiness within. The pain they feel should be mine, so I've gotta take the time to let my light shine, and show the love of Jesus Christ. Love is everywhere, till forgiveness away. Waiting to be given, all bitterness erased. By this men will know that you're Christ's disciples. Must it take that way and you love you? I'm here to tell you the thing. You've got to reach way down in the bottom of your heart. Give it away. I need to tell you the thing. You've got to reach way down in the bottom of your heart. Give it away. Waiting on the edge of your prodigal heart, wanting for someone to save you from yourself. Out there on the edge, dangling somewhere in the dark, doubting if anybody really cares. But when love reached through the shadows, whispering your name, and nothing will ever be the same again. 'Cause when love calls you home, forgive.
You are listening to Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversation matters. Your broadcast will begin in less than 2 minutes. We thank you for joining, and remember, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
Though he slay me, yeah, but I trust him. I'll trust in the Lord. Don't talk about and misunderstood. Yes, I've been lied on. But still, we've been made. Endure for a night. Lord, I'm glad. I still enjoy. After all, everybody say, oh. The world didn't give it to you. This joy, the world can't take it away. Say, hey. Have your hands up. Here we go. have joy. I still have joy. Hey, still. I still have joy. Still. I still have joy.
Good evening. I'm Carol Mayette from that OAKLAND, and you're listening to Issues After Dark with Donna and Dion.
Because the nighttime is the right time to have inspiring, controversial conversations that matter. It's time for Issues After Dark with your hosts, Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Issues After Dark is a deeper dive in today's breaking news, trending social media, and pop culture from a biblical perspective. Gather your thoughts, get your questions ready. Your hosts, Donna and Dion, will be taking your calls via the Bitter Cup Media Zoom line, as well as interacting with your social media commentary regarding today's topics. And now, Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans.
Beautiful day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Be glad in it.
It's Issues After Dark. That's Donna Williams.
Hey.
Dion Evans. And we
Mr.
do this every
Evans?
day, Monday through Friday, slaving over a hot microphone.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Before we get started,
Mm-hmm.
we were having a pre-production conversation.
Yes, we were.
And Donna reminded me of something.
Yes, I did.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
Gabby, somebody owes you an apology because you asked for references for a good study Bible. And after Dion pontificated and gave us the 3 kinds of Bible translations, he forgot.
You know what?
What?
Let me just be completely honest.
Okay.
Number one,
Yes.
the segment that Gabby's talking about,
Mm-hmm.
I can do that segment at the drop of a dime.
I know you can.
But what blew me away
Mm-hmm.
is I literally forgot
Yes.
until you said something during pre-production.
I'm
That
supposed to be the one to forget.
Easy segment to do.
Yeah.
That
wasn't.
segment is easier than every segment we're doing tonight. So we're gonna have to push it back though, because we're not marketed what's gonna happen today.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, Friday, we will get into choosing a good study Bible. The 3 types of Bibles. We're gonna get into that.
3 types of
Because
translation.
I love me some Gabby, and I don't want to leave
Yes.
her out there like that. I don't want her going into the weekend without this knowledge.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna bless her
Yeah.
with that knowledge. And I want to just offer an opening show apology because it should be tonight. But I don't know what happened.
That's
I don't know what happened. You know what? It's probably somewhere hung up in my segment too. I got a lot going on, Donna.
Yeah.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it's gonna show up in segment 2. So tomorrow, or as I
Gabby.
like to say,
What?
on tomorrow, we will definitely have that conversation. Because let me tell you, there are a lot of people who have that question, and I can't wait to help.
Yep.
Gonna look forward to it. Gonna look forward to helping them.
Absolutely.
Let's get into what are today's topics. Today, segment number 1. Look, if you have ever been, can I say pissed off?
Well, you just did.
Well, this segment 1 is going to piss you off to the highest level of pistivity.
Yeah.
San Francisco assault on a homeless woman. Now, I did Donna, I did everything in my power to just walk on by this story. I saw the video.
The
Video.
Yeah.
For those of you who think I can't. I saw the video.
Yeah.
And I was so disturbed by the video, but there were certain things about the video I never thought to question until people on the scene started talking.
Mhm.
And then when people on the scenes told me that the lady that was being water hosed was a homeless black woman.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at this casual old white civil rights, non-civil rights desired era dude in San Francisco,
Yeah.
just casually with his legs folded, and he got a power hose and he's just flashing her in her face, and it's cold.
It's cold.
This is when it was
raining.
raining.
Mhm.
This is when it was really cold and icy outside.
Yeah.
And then he does an interview for a local news station, and he acts like it's just, I just sat there and said, I can't. It was black trauma for me. I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
And then today I found out that he was arrested. And I got something to say, because I'm like, look, the mayor there is a black woman. The DA there is a black woman. How does this happen in such a liberal? So we'll talk about that in segment one.
Yeah.
San Francisco assault on a homeless woman.
Mhm.
Segment two, the age of dying. When your childhood is dying.
Mhm.
I'm at a very tender age, Don. I'm at a very tender moment
Yeah.
in my life, and I think you can walk me through it.
I'll do the best I can.
You should be able to walk me through this, because and everybody my age is probably silently dealing with this,
Oh yeah.
having no one to talk to.
Yeah.
Who do you talk to when you start having these concerns?
Well, I would like to say to a believer, however, they're going to give you a hard time about being afraid of dying or thinking about what is that like.
Yeah.
You just trust the Lord. Just trust the Lord.
Yeah, well, I want to pick your brain on some things, because I got some
Mhm.
real questions, and I don't know if you'll be able to answer them all, but I'm gonna ask them, because maybe people out there are thinking the way that I'm thinking, and maybe together, not getting some answers, at least we won't feel so isolated and so alone.
Right.
That's the
Right.
hope.
Yeah.
Segment 3.
Mhm.
There's a thing that I call white tolerance.
Mhm.
In this episode of White Tolerance, the George Santos problem. You heard of this guy? He's
Off
a
and
pretty new
on, yeah.
political guy, New York.
Mhm. Mhm.
He is now, if he's trying to embarrass white people and the Republican Party, if that's his goal, he's achieved it. He has achieved it. But if he's trying to prove that there is such thing as a white privilege card,
Yeah.
he's achieving that too.
Or your white tolerance.
Yeah, white tolerance. You know, white tolerance is intolerance. They would not tolerate. We're going to juxtapose. They would not tolerate certain things of lower degree among other people in this country.
No.
But they got sure long handle spoon tolerance for their own.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that in segment number 3. We got some quick comments here. Gabby chimes in. She says, love y'all. We love you too.
Gabby. Love
That's
you,
what's up.
Gabby. Yes, indeed.
Sharonda, she says, I saw the video. We witnessed a crime with our own eyes, and San Francisco hesitated to charge this clown. Look, man.
Yeah.
You said it better than I thought it, but I was wondering about the hesitation. I'm like, this when I'm watching, I'm like, this feels like a crime.
Mm-hmm.
But he was so sure of himself.
He said he'd do it again.
He even did an interview afterwards, and like as if, hey, anybody like me would have done the same thing. This is what we do. He was so calm, cool, and collective in his crime. Yeah, he was so cavalier that he had me even sitting up thinking, you can actually do that to people? I mean, that just looks and reeks. It looks unethical. It looks wrong.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. Sharana says, I was triggered back in the time during the civil rights era. Hoses and dogs.
Yeah.
Yes. Now see, at first, I didn't know the ethnicity of the homeless victim. When I'm first watching the video, I'm just thinking it's a homeless man. And when I found out it was a woman, I'm like, spraying a woman with water? That doesn't. Who would do? What man would spray a woman with water? And then when I found out that the woman was black,
I took care of that.
I said, Dion, walk away from this, walk away from this. And I'm well, we'll get into it in a second.
Okay.
Got about a minute and a half in this opening segment. What was the best thing that happened to you today?
I got an extra hour of sleep this morning. I worked remotely because of a meeting that I was a part of attending. And I rolled out of the bed at 7 o'clock rather than 6 o'clock. And it felt like heaven.
Oh, let me tell you.
Yes.
Every time I get out of bed, I'm rolling out of bed. I'm like, yes. I don't like getting up. I don't, Donna.
Yep.
I don't want to die, but I despise getting up. I just want to sleep, or at least when I wake up from sleep, I want to feel. I never feel rejuvenated.
Oh,
it's like I don't know. I think I need a vacation for a vacation. I don't know what I need. Maybe I need vitamins. I've been taking new vitamins. You know, they got them men 50 plus vitamins.
No, nothing about men 50 plus vitamins.
Oh, Letitia has been, on me now.
There you go.
I don't know if I have a wife or a nurse. She's more.
That's a good wife. That's a good wife.
She's more of a nurse. If I'm counting on her for being a nurse, she's on top of it. I have no doubt she will not put me in a home. She won't.
Well, that's good news.
She might leave me locked in a room for a while.
But at least you'll be home.
Yeah. I see what was exciting for me today before we go on this break. Exciting for me. I was asked by my son's school to consider coming on board the track and field coaching staff.
Nice.
They need somebody and want somebody to coach hurdles and long jump and triple jump. And they know those are areas that I have a lot of expertise.
Yes.
So I'm in the early stages of considering doing that between 3 and 5. That's an easy time for me, 3 and 5 every day. Let's see what happens.
All right,
let's go to break. Issues After Dark.
I don't believe in fairy tales. I guess I've outgrown them. But that doesn't mean that I don't believe that there's something bigger than me. 'Cause I've seen in a hospital room when the doctor said sorry, there's nothing more we can do. Well, it wasn't through. I've never seen a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but I've got a promise I can hold in the middle of the struggle. God, if you said you perform, may not be how I want you to, but here's what I'll do. I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on you. I've tasted your goodness. I'm trusting your promise. I'm gonna wait on you. Yes, I'm gonna wait on you. Yeah. I've tasted your goodness. I'm trusting your promise. I'm I'm gonna wait on you. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I will. I know you ordered every step. Yeah, you are the author. There's no predicting what is next. You want the future and all the questions they come second to the one I know is true. Yeah, well, you've always been true, so I'm gonna wait on you. Yes, I'm gonna wait on you. I'm tasting your goodness. Trust in your heart, I'm gonna wait on you. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna wait on Jesus. I'm tasting your goodness. I'm trusting your heart, I'm gonna wait on you. It's the least I can do. It's wait on you, wait on you. What else is there to do? It's the least I can do. Lean wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord. He will renew your strength. Hey. So wait, I say, wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord. He will renew your strength. So wait, I say, wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord. I know He will. If you're weary, I want to wait. Wait on the strength will wait. He will renew your strength. You will wait on the Lord. Don't you hear you want to wait for a good season? You will renew your will. I said, I'm gonna wait on you. I'm gonna wait on you. I'm tasting your goodness. Just in your promise. I'm gonna wait on you. Cry Jesus, not me. 'Cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me. Because I'm fine. I know what he said about getting slapped. But if you touch me or mine, we gon' have to scrap. So, try Jesus. Issues After Dark, Donna Williams, Deion Evans. Donna, let's jump right into it. Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah.
Let me do this real quick. We got a couple people who have commented on this, and I want to validate them before they even get started. Devonta Banks Law, she says, I'm going out on a limb to say the water hose man should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Give him the kind of time a black man has to deal with. Bring forth the so-called blind justice. Amen.
Yeah.
And that's one of those, and the people of God see it.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. I bet you if a black man would have hosed down someone in the LGBT community.
Oh my goodness.
Before the person could have gotten dry, they would have already been booked.
Right.
Charmin says the way he stood with his leg crossed over the other, it was past disgusting.
Yeah, leaning against the building with his legs crossed.
Chilling.
Like he was watering the grass.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Sharonda talked about, he had a flashback of the 50s and the 60s where he was an old retired fireman, well, a young fireman at the time, hosing up black folks against buildings.
Jesus.
San Francisco art gallery owner arrested. We're talking about San Francisco.
Oh, so you think San Francisco's really that progressive, huh?
I don't think they're progressive at all, but I think they're hella liberal. They're kind of like whatever goes can go. If you, whatever you are, you can do it in San Francisco, except be black and homeless in front of a white man's shop.
There you go.
Article reads, police have arrested the owner of an art gallery in San Francisco after he was seen on video spraying water on a homeless person outside his shop last week. And Donna, they're being very careful in this article because they know the full weight of humanity will come down on San Francisco if it really gets out. They're not showing no pictures of this homeless woman.
No.
They're not even giving us her name. They're identifying her now as Q.
That's Q. Yeah.
Police issued a arrest warrant Wednesday charging the gallery owner. Now, Wednesday was yesterday, right?
Yep.
This has been going on for over a week. This man has done literal interviews on local news stations justifying why he did what he did.
I think January 9th was when he did it.
Shannon Gwynn with misdemeanor battery for the alleged intentional and unlawful spraying of water on and around a homeless person.
Yeah.
District Attorney Brooke Jenkins said in a tweet. Did you know that was a law?
Did not.
That you could not spray water on or around somebody homeless. I mean, I didn't know that you even had to have a law to know that should be unlawful. But it is a law on the books, which means if it's a law in the books, which means there was a time that this was a problem. And they had to put a law to stop people from doing it.
Or intentionally doing anything to a homeless person.
This is wild. Now, Gwen, he's 71.
Yeah.
He was arrested near his shop and was booked in the San Francisco County Jail on the battery charge.
He's not still there, I bet.
Well, usually when he's not still there, they say he's not still there. They haven't said anything about it yet. But he's an art dealer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's got the means to get out. And it's misdemeanor. They may even grant him.
Yeah.
CNN was not able to confirm if Gwen has an attorney. He did not immediately respond to emails and calls for comment, which is funny because he sure didn't have any problem being interviewed on local newscasts, lightweight bragging about what he did. Well, I offered to help and they wouldn't move and blah, blah, blah. And I tried to help them move down. I told him what's important. And then he decides to go hook up a water hose, add a spray nozzle for power, walk back directly in front of this homeless woman who is sitting on the ground with her homeless belongings. And he turns the water hose on and just starts spraying her in the face. And you hear her screaming, stop. You hear the water going in her throat.
Yeah.
She never stands up.
Yeah.
If memory serves me correct, she's leaning up against a tree. And if it isn't for the tree, she would be sprayed with water down to the ground. Now her belongings are wet. She's wet, and it is cold. Ooh, it is cold. Where does a homeless woman go to dry off? Did he think about that? What is it when you spray her and her belongings? What does she have dry to wear?
Yeah.
Article goes on to read, the arrest stems from an altercation on January 9th. And we're on the 19th, Donna. This was 10
days ago.
This man committed this crime, and for 10 days, because this crime was reported the day it happened.
Yeah.
What took the police department so long? What took the mayor's office so long? What took the DA so long? Why did it take 10? How does a man commit this type of community atrocity and go home for 10 days straight and sleep to be left to believe he's perfectly fine with what he's done?
I believe he said in the interview that he would do it again.
He sure did. He sure did.
Yeah.
He had no remorse.
Yeah.
He felt that others should follow him in doing the same thing.
Certain sense of justification.
And to Charmy's point, I mean, Donna, when you see him just leaning up against the railing with his foot casually crossed, and it's like he's just watering the lawn. Just no respect for life. Now, I'll be honest. I should have cared as level I care right now.
Right.
I should have cared when I didn't know it was male or female.
Right.
I should have cared when I didn't know the ethnicity, rather it was Chinese, Korean, black, white, Hispanic. I didn't know.
Well, let's kind of talk about that. Have we become too much desensitized to things going on around us?
No, I'm not desensitized. I just don't have a lot of sensitivity for other people going through stuff, because when we go through stuff, it seems like nobody cares. It seems like nobody cares. And so I have a hard time rallying behind others when I see people like us never getting any rally points. Right. For instance, I told my son when we're driving, every once in a while, people across the street, some people use the crosswalk, some people don't. But have you ever seen the wait time for a black man, older black man, or older black woman? Have you ever seen the wait time that it takes for them to cross the street? I'm talking about where cars have to choose to stop.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever noticed a black person standing on the sidewalk waiting to cross the street?
Yeah.
People just fly through. They don't wait. They don't wait. So I tell my son, I said, look, we have to stop. Right. When we see one another trying to cross the street, it doesn't matter how much traffic is behind us. It doesn't matter how busy everybody else is perceived to be. If we don't stop for people who look like us, they may never safely be able to get across the street. If we stop, it at least makes both sides of the road have to stop.
Yeah.
And then this individual can safely walk across the street. And so I'm a little mad at myself, because we could have did this story last week.
Yeah.
But last week I was like, I don't know, I didn't want to investigate too deeply. And when I found out it was a black woman, I said, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. And they didn't even arrest this dude. They didn't even do nothing. So when I found out today that they arrested him, I said, okay, we're gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna, now that some new insight has come forward, we got to pick it up.
Yeah.
He says people, the article on CNN says people angry over his treatment of someone in need have vandalized his store in response.
Yeah.
So people who have seen the video know exactly the location. They have vandalized his store. Here's the thing, Donna. He is going to get as much justice for the people who vandalized his store.
Sure.
As he does not want for himself.
Yeah.
For violating this woman.
Yeah.
And can we at least agree that homeless people are human beings?
Oh, here's a comment.
Respected with the highest level of human decency.
Sharonda's comment. I'm worried that we struggle to see her humanity because she is homeless. That was a human being, and that's a valid point right there. That we struggle to see the humanity of homeless people.
Man, me and
they're
Sharonda
invisible to us.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
And homeless. I mean, look, if you live in the Bay Area, can I go on a rabbit trail real quick, Donna?
Sure.
How is it that we have so many homeless people with nowhere to go, no shelters, and all this kind of stuff, but we are sending billions, would it be, to Ukraine?
Yeah.
How does a country abandon its people to send money to a people who ultimately are going to lose a war anyway? I don't care how many weapons. I don't care. All we're doing is just postponing the inevitable. Now, I love a good fight.
Yeah.
And I love an underdog. And I want the Ukraine to win.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is we all already know, unless some country is going to go into Russia and start fighting them, it's just a matter of time. And America is pumping millions of dollars into the Ukraine for a war that we're supposedly having hands off. We won't even encourage NATO to accept them in, which would force Russia to stop.
Yeah.
But our homeless are being hosed on the streets because it just so happens to be a day that the city is going down the street and cleaning, and the city refuses to clean in an area where a homeless person might get wet or their belongings might get wet.
Wow.
But they'll stand by and watch a business owner hook up a water hose, run it down the side of the sidewalk, stand in front of a homeless person sitting next to a tree and hose her in the face. So she can't get the support she needs, but money can be sent to a country that's in a war that we don't have nothing to do with. The amount of money that America has sent, I would even take, if you take half the money America has sent to Ukraine and spend that exact dollar amount on homelessness in America, you probably don't have homelessness. You're talking about priority of funds, priority of resources.
The priority of people.
Yeah, priority of people.
Yeah.
The alleged battery, back to the article, of the unhoused member of the community is completely unacceptable. Mr. Gwynn will face appropriate consequences for his actions. That's what the DA said. Likewise, listen to this. Likewise, vandals of his gallery is also completely unacceptable and must stop. Two wrongs don't make a right. His store gets as much justice and as much political pressure as a homeless black woman just trying to survive in the streets of San Francisco.
But you know, Dion, this issue of homelessness and the unhoused, that's the new terminology, the unhoused in the San Francisco Bay Area, there are people that have the same mindset who have not taken this kind of action, but they feel the same way. They're setting up perimeters, boundaries, so that homeless people, quote unquote, can't get into their neighborhoods. If you want to build a shelter and it's too close to a certain neighborhood, the neighbors are all up in an uproar. We don't want them close. So it's a mindset.
No, I'm not really mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that American citizens should be okay with folks living in tents and cardboard boxes outside their homes. I'm not down with that either. But if it happens, we got to have some humanity. Yeah. But can I ask a question? Where the hell are they getting all these tents?
That's what I thought the other day. I was driving down the freeway.
Where are these mobile homes coming from?
And I'm like, where are they getting these? Who's giving them these tents so they can stay outside?
Well, no, who's giving them these tents and these mobile homes so they can stay in particular places?
Yeah.
Because I don't see this in Dublin. I don't see this in Piedmont.
Yeah.
I don't see these domicile collective collaboratives in the hills of Oakland.
Yeah.
So though we have a homeless problem, we also seem to have a systematic underbelly.
Right.
That is particularly placing them in certain areas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Sharonda Wheat says San Francisco is very political. Mm-hmm. She says they only arrested him because of the public outcry. And I believe so. And I think that's sad. You have a black female mayor and a black female district attorney. The black female district attorney is the replacement of a white guy they recalled and threw him out and put her in place.
Right.
And yet you guys were slow. You were slow. And I believe it was public. I agree with Sharonda. It was public outcry. But there were people like me, who was like, you know what, Dion, don't traumatize yourself. Don't traumatize. Yeah. You might not want to go too deep into this. Do not traumatize yourself. But then it calls me.
Yeah.
It calls me. He has since offered an apology in a video statement. I haven't seen that apology, but here's some quotes from it. I am deeply apologetic. Now listen to what he says. Listen to what he says, Donna.
Yeah.
I am deeply apologetic and abhorred when I watched that video. He said, I completely broke.
Oh, he had a mental health moment.
Oh, come on, Donna. You see where he's going. This dude is smart. This dude is hella smart. He's going to hit some buzzes. Watch this. He says, I'm not equipped or trained to deal with long-term citywide problem like this. I know it's very hard to watch. I can only ask others to maybe try to better understand my breaking point by looking at sudden reactions they might have had in their own life and how they may have strongly overreacted and now feel so humbled and sorry, close quote. Dude, get out of here. I'm sorry. I would never in my life water hose somebody in front of a business. Now, Donna, I could almost lightweight understand.
Yeah.
If somebody's trying to do this in front of my house.
Yeah.
If you're on my property of my house, I can almost lightweight understand.
Yeah.
We're talking about a business on a public street. And the business that he water hosed this woman in front of was not his business. His business is next door. His business is next door. In the same article, they're going to interview the lady to whom the woman was sitting in front of her business. But did they ever think, did this woman just sit in front of this business? Did she choose this business? Or was this just a cool place on the street to sit by this tree and find some sense of support for her back because her feet are tired and her legs are becoming jelly because she's been walking around all day? She probably has not eaten well. She's got some belongings and they're heavy and she's got to lug them around, and wherever she's go, it's got to go.
Right.
And how long was she there? Did she just sit down? Did she just wait? Because this happened in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't. It's madness to me.
It is madness.
To me. They interviewed the lady next door. She throws a little bit of salt on the homeless lady. Said, she's been there before. She's caused issues in the past, but she did say she was outraged when she saw the video. And I wondered if she was outraged or did she just feel the public pressure to come out against her fellow? Because she didn't say nothing prior to.
I was going to say, did she come out when it happened and make a comment?
She wasn't even available for comment when it happened.
I don't know what part of San Francisco his business is located. It doesn't. They don't indicate.
A pretty nice area of San Francisco. It's not one of the hoods.
I know San Francisco a little bit, so I'd be interested in knowing exactly where he's located, which would explain again that mindset about the homeless people.
Charmy Robinson said, I just did some research today. Ukraine is extremely rich in coal, iron ore, natural gas, magnesium, salt, oil, graphite, sulfur, colon, what is that? Kaolin, titanium, nickel, magnesium, timber, and mercury. Dang, only thing they don't have is vibranium. Coal alone has an estimated commercial value of over 11.9 trillion.
And thus the reason for Russia going after them.
Well, they're going to lose it. I mean, if anybody thinks like I said, I like a good fight. I like an underdog.
Yeah.
But they have to wait on too many resources. And they're just one kill away from it all being over. All they got to do is get Zelensky. They get Zelensky, it's over.
Oh, gosh.
And he's doing his best to stay alive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where we are with this story. If you'd like to call in and talk to us about it yourselves, we have the Zoom line for that.
Yeah.
We have the Zoom line for that. We're getting ready to go to a quick music break. And normally in our first segment, we do not have a music break that long. So that song must be for somebody. If that last song, Minister to Your Heart, Wait on You, God is blessing you, because usually we don't play a 5-minute song in the first pass. That only happens once in the show. And so if that song, if you heard that song, Wait on You by Elevation Worship, and it really hit a place in you, just know that God was looking out for you, because we usually don't play a song that long. And yet that song was put in place and we left it there because I knew God had to have it for a reason for somebody. And so if that was you, I want to affirm you was God's trying to tell you something. All right, it's Issues After Dark with Donna Williams, Dion Evans. We come back on the other side. I need y'all to walk with me. I need you to walk with me.
I get a witness today. Has the Lord been good to you? Been to me. I came to say, thank you. Yes, thank you. Why do you thank him so much? You've been mighty good to me. It ain't because you did a whole lot. Oh, you've been mighty good to me. Been mighty good, Lord. I can't thank all enough. Oh, the wonderful thing He has done for me. Oh, I can't.
Woke up this morning to somebody in a video talking about something I posted in a video. If it wasn't me, you would you even get offended? Or is it just because I'm fucking heavy? Y'all don't hear me though. I've been the same since I've been dropping slow on Bissonnette. Call up anybody I know and they will tell you that fame is pretty new, but I've been used to people judging me. That's why I move the way I move and why I'm so in love with me. I used to feel it.
It's Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Donna, I need to jump right into this.
All right, let's go.
And I'm hoping to represent people who born in the late 60s, early 70s. We are entering a stage in our life where our childhood, things that were markers, people who were markers in our childhood, are dying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking, I mean, there's always been people who died in your age genre, your age correlation, shall I say.
Right.
But you can kind of understand, somebody died of got in a car accident, or somebody got, when I was growing up, I had a childhood friend get hit by a train. When I was in high school, we had a kid who was a little younger than me, and he was at his cousin's house playing with a gun and was shot and killed. Those type of situations are painful, but understandable.
Right.
They're understandable. We consider that as other. Those are tragedies, but not tragedies that will happen in bulk.
Yeah.
I've noticed lately, and I think it has something to do with what's vexing my energy, is this idea of the age of dying. For the first time in my life,
yeah,
I'm in a age where I am witnessing massive death, child-related people, and celebrity personalities. I mean, I'm looking here right now, and some of the deaths that have happened. Sidney Poitier is way out of my time, but we grew up with him.
Yeah.
Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Bob Saget is not my age. He's much older. But his rise to fame is during my age's most watched. We start really watching TV.
Yeah.
Someone like Barbara Walters. These are household names that we have grown up knowing. Who else? Louis Anderson. Again, people were slightly older, but these were people who were old enough to have an impact. We know them. We grew up on their movies. We grew up on their TV shows.
Right.
You have who else? I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, I'm looking at this actor, Johnny Brown. You know him?
Yeah, from
Good Times.
Yeah.
Buffalo Butt, Mr.
Yeah.
Buckley.
Yes.
And we watched him. We grew up watching him, man.
Yeah.
Who I'm just kind of going through this list of people, and basically I'm just getting to the point where, and then you have I was scrolling through and saw young sister Sigma Gamma Rho named Tamika.
Yes.
She passed
shocked everyone.
She passed away. I mean, she used to be with us in RMG, and she would she would come in on Deion Evans Live, and she's the one who would bring us, vegan food that we thought was just regular chicken or regular chocolate. It would be, she passed away.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at these. I'm just looking at people who it's now becoming a routine that the people who are passing away are tied to me.
Tied to your memories.
Yeah. And so I'm looking, and so now, and I say this because a couple of nights ago, I was up literally pacing the floor. I'm being transparent here. Literally, I've never paced the floor in my life. I was literally in my bedroom pacing the floor. My wife didn't know what to do. Yeah. And I'm pacing the floor, just walking back. I'm just literally walking back and forth at about 7 yards. 7 yards, just walking back and forth because I have a concern that I don't want to share with her because I don't want to freak her out. I'm feeling these weird tremors in my chest. Now I know it isn't my heart, and at this time we're talking about the whole Damar Hamlin and cardiac arrest. So I'm really, paying attention to the latest, but I know it's not my heart. And so then I'm like, well, what is it? What are these things? Then I realized, I went to the gym. I was working out at the gym. Probably didn't stretch as much as I should have. My body is not as flexible. I'm strong, but I'm not as flexible physically as I used to be. And so unless I'm sleeping upright, the body's resting, it settles in the shoulders, and I've got all these pains, and I'm hardly getting up and going, ugh, or sitting down with and so I'm sitting up and I'm evaluating myself, and I'm saying, how much
longer?
How much time do I really have? Now I'm looking at what I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what I don't want to be my son's history. Last night, while we were on air, wife gets a call that her mother's dog passed away. Now this dog has been, I guess her mother has had this dog maybe 2-3 years.
Oh.
The dog went through a surgery or something was going on with the dog, and they knew with Thanksgiving that at any moment the dog would pass.
Yeah.
Last night the dog passed. Now I'm on air, so I don't know what happened. But while I'm sitting here, all of a sudden I hear my son whimpering.
Oh.
I look up. I'm like, he's not in the room. He's in his own room, but he's whimpering. And so I look over at my wife. She says, he's sad.
Yeah.
What is he sad about?
Yeah.
Mom's dog died. Oh, okay. So he's whimpering.
Yeah.
And for a moment, I had a narcissistic moment. I'm like, if he's crying like that about a dog that he never fed, was not responsible for taking care of, he didn't live with, what will he do? What will he go through if I die?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking about my daughter in college and things of that nature, and she's doing great and well for herself. But does she finish? If somehow, and then I think about me and my wife. I have, let me tell you something, and this is something we'll have to have a conversation with Letitia about one time, because Letitia believes that she will die before I will. And I'm like, oh no. I've already had that conversation with the Lord. And I've asked the Lord specifically to let me go first. Because you'll be, as far as life insurance and things of that nature, you'll be fine. I don't want to live without you. So it's better for me to go first. And so we had this conversation back and forth. But I'm thinking, what if one of us passed away? What would these kids? And so, but why am I? So here's what I'm asking myself: Dion, why are you talking about dying so much? Why are you thinking about it? Because I'm at that age
where you start thinking about it,
where it becomes real. Now at 25, I care less.
I'm
ready to go. Bring it on.
Youth believes it's invincible. Death is not a reality except in accidents. Somebody dies because something happened, some traumatic episode happened, and they died. Yes, we mourn, we grieve. What a terrible thing, but they were in an accident. But somewhere along the way, between 50 and 60, a switch flips.
Yeah.
And you suddenly start thinking about your own mortality, because now people you knew and grew up with, or you observed celebrities you knew, suddenly they are dying. It doesn't matter how old they are.
Right.
That's a piece of your history that has died, as far as you're concerned. Well, wait a minute. If they're dying, then that's pulling me closer.
Look, I always see it as there's a list.
Yeah.
And when this person's gone, this person's going to be next. And I'm like, there was a time that I never worried about my name being on that list. But now I am. And I'm just being honest. I'm not being spooky spiritual about it. I'm not, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm embracing death. No, I'm like, I really want to see my children's children.
Yeah.
I want my children's children to have knowable time with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to coach my son's son. I want to go to my daughter's dance recital. Even if just a guest, to watch her and her father.
Yeah.
I want that. And what's crazy is I would have never had these thoughts in my 40s.
No.
I never had these thoughts in my 30s. Now I have a pain. I have this lingering pain in my wrist. I don't even know how I got it. I went to the doctor. They said, oh, it's wrist fatigue. What? How is it wrist fatigue? What?
Because
What
the
am I
body
doing?
is aging. No, the body's aging.
I know. And I'm not, and here's the thing.
What?
I'm not out of shape.
Right.
I'm, you know, I could walk outside with my shirt off and some shorts.
Okay.
And ain't nobody gonna be like, ugh. Nobody doing that.
Okay.
If I walk outside with my shirt off and some shorts, I might get some phone numbers. So I'm not worried about health. I don't think I have high cholesterol. Although I'm very careful of what I eat because I don't know. And I think that's what it is for me, is I don't know.
None of us know, Dion. None of us know.
And here, Donna, I'm uncomfortable with not knowing. Well, I know I can't know, but no. I would like to know how much time I got so I can really prioritize what I need to accomplish before I get out of here.
Okay.
I don't want to be walking to the car and bend over to pick up something off the ground to throw it in the trash and perish. And nobody even knows. I don't want to be in the house taking a nap and somebody doesn't understand why I didn't show up to pick Seth up from school. And later on, they figured out, nope, I didn't pick up Letitia from work, but the car's parked outside of the house. I don't want to walk in the house and there I am. There's some things I want to know that I've done, that I've accomplished. And to be honest with you, I don't even really know what all those things are. But I know I got some things I want to do and I want to accomplish. And when you see your childhood dying.
So here's what I realized. And I hit a certain age a couple of years ago where I was afraid to go to sleep. I was afraid to go to sleep. And I finally had to come, number one, to the realization I have no control over it at all.
Right.
That the death rate is 100% unless Jesus comes back, 100%. And so I had to fight to make peace with the realization that one day I'm going to die. The question is, while you're here, Donna, what is that thing you don't want to leave undone? What is that impact you don't want to leave undone?
That's a great question.
I have to focus on that thing rather than.
I never thought of that question. I've never thought of that question. You know, when you get to this point, what is it that you don't want to leave undone? That helps. Yeah. Because that allows me to put my focus on the purpose of what I have left, not knowing and cannot guarantee how much I have left.
Exactly.
You're a good therapist for me. You should go get a degree in therapy.
I had a professor tell me.
So I can say I have a therapist.
I had a professor in college tell me I should do psychology, and I didn't follow through on it.
You should have done it. I bet you if a pastor would have told you to do it, you'd already have your degree.
Okay, see, now you throwing shade again. I really got to start bringing my shades. But yeah, it is. We have no control over it. So in the moment that I have, every day that I get up, what is the mission? Yeah. What is the purpose? You may not remember this, Dion, but you asked me years ago when you interviewed me on the radio. You asked me to think about. You asked me about purpose. What was I doing? What inroads was I making? And I said, I don't feel like something to that effect. And you said, think of all the women that you know. What will they not have because you're not here? You're not doing it.
Yep.
So that's the same thing.
When I think of that, see, if you're going to flip that question on me, as it relates to what I'm doing in ministry this way, ministry as far as coaching, sports and things of that nature, because I'm good at coaching. God has gifted me in that, and He's gifted me understanding the Word of God and radio and broadcasting. What I struggle with is the possibility of returning to pastor, teacher, and pulpit ministry. But I already know if God wants me to do that, He's going to have to bring a group of people to come get me. I won't fight them, but I'm not going looking for them. They would have to come get me. And if they came to get me, then I would know what I got to do. And I don't care how large or how small. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
If a group of people say, you know what, we know that he's going to think differently and he's going to come at different angles, but that's what we need.
Yeah.
And our leader. We need somebody that can inspire our youth. We need somebody who can inspire our old, who can secure us, who can look after our interests, not just their own. And we want him. We believe God will use him to bless us. I would know at that point that that's what I should do. Yeah. But until then, that's the only thing I think about that I could be leaving undone. However, I've done that, and I did that well.
Okay.
I've planted churches. I've done a lot in that area of church planting. But I guess I'm really at a point where I say to myself, I don't want to die. Can I die at 95? Can I do it at 95?
I asked God for 100.
I don't know if I'll be that long.
And then my friend said, but all your friends will be dead. So you don't want to live that long.
Let's go to break.
This is Seth Clinton Evans, and you are listening to Bitter Cut Media.
Money is spent, a little bit of bag of food, and your baby need a pair of shoes. Turn to your neighbor and tell him, I tell you what you ought to do. Jesus can work it out if you let him. Diane Williams.
That problem that I had, just couldn't seem to solve. I tried and I tried, kept getting that far. Lord, turn it over to Jesus. I got one about it. I gave it over to the Lord. He worked it out. Oh, Jesus. If you let him. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. If you let him. Oh, Jesus. They pray that when I move, pray in the other room. They're burning by the blood. They wondering how much more. Oh, gave it over to Jesus. I got burning by it. I gave it over to the Lord. He worked it out. Yeah, Jesus. If you let him. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. If you let him. Oh, Jesus. God continue to pray. I prayed and I prayed. Lord, don't let it be too long. Gave it all to Jesus. 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 I stopped running about it. 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 Gave it all to Jesus. Gave it. Gave it all to Jesus. Gave it all to Jesus. I stopped running about it. I gave it over to the Lord. He worked it out. Jesus. If you love it. Jesus. Jesus. If you love it. Jesus. Jesus, trying to figure I was the only one down to a mountain high. One getting down. And how sad it was. Walking on the earth. Abraham, over there you see around. Didn't he what it? Didn't he what it? Didn't he what it? So long. Fast on the road. Why can't you jump? Ain't no gas gone. Why can't you run in the hill? Don't want it around. So we've been set too long. Cause your mind died. So you get the ring. Don't let it die. When you stop living, don't have to die. You don't have no doubt.
You fall in love, simple. The sky up above, simple, is caving in. Wow! You never face so nuts about a guy you wanna love, you wanna cry, you cross your heart and hope to die till it's over. And then
Yeah, till it's over.
Yeah.
And then it's nice and quiet. Sharonda, she says, it makes us think or develop anxieties about our own mortality.
Yeah, too much thinking about it.
Yeah,
And I know
you went from not thinking about it at all
to suddenly realizing that you're not immortal.
right. Not gonna live forever. Isn't it funny? You always know you're not gonna live forever,
Yeah.
but it starts to bother you when it becomes really real.
It was because I'm young and I'm vibrant and I'm energetic. And so I'm just moving through life. And then one day I realized, wait a minute, I have more years behind me
Right.
than I might have in front of me.
Right. And
So-
look, ain't too many people making 100.
Exactly.
So I know I haven't lived. I've passed living half my life possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless I live to be 106, I'm already past the halfway point. And here's the thing: I could be in the last year and don't know it. Charlie
But here's-
Robinson, I'd be alive and friendless then.
She's talking about living to 100. When
Yeah.
my friend told me you don't want to live to 100 because all your friends will be dead.
Yeah.
Listen, most of my friends are 10 years younger than I am anyway, so they'll still be around. But here's the thing. I was thinking about this. I have determined at this stage of life, no longer limiting myself simply because I am a certain age. No longer limiting myself simply because I've got, what is that? They didn't say it in the song, but that I got an ache in the knee and I can't get out of bed as quickly as I once did. And I make the old lady noises and I, have to think about why did I come into this room? And then when I leave the room, I remember. But here's what I was thinking. What purpose is dying now? Because we are focused on what is inevitable and totally out of our hands.
Yeah.
How am I living my life now?
I get it. I know that I should not fret. So why should I be bound with? I understand. I understand I should not fret, but saying that I shouldn't fret, knowing that I shouldn't fret, does not stop the knowledge that I'm fretting.
But you know what it does is the impetus for you to press your way forward. I'm talking about myself. To dive into those things that you have thought about, and they may not garner the crowds or the applause, but you are now tapping into that which has always been in you. I'm tapping into that which has always been in me. Because there's a certain amount of freedom that comes with getting older. Right. You're no longer bound by the crowd around you. What do they think? How do they see me? Suddenly you can shake some of that stuff off. But yeah, I almost every week I get an email from a classmate with somebody's name in the subject line. And I'm going, oh, Lord, another old soldier going on home to be with the Lord. It is a classmate that has passed away. And the last couple of times they were younger than me. But I'm like, okay, if I'm still here.
I'm seeing some of that now, and I don't like it. Sharonda Wheat puts 3 crying emojis. I think she was crying about, I think that popped up when I talk about I can go outside with my shirt off and some shorts.
And get some phone numbers.
The reason why I posted it is because I don't know if y'all heard it in my microphone.
What?
In the back of my house, Seth laughed out loud.
He's
listening.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, Seth,
That
she
tells
says
you
exactly.
something.
She said that's exactly what she was laughing at. And my son is laughing. And you know what? I'm at to challenge him when I get off, because he walks around the house all the time with just some shorts on. He's in the weight room. He's stronger than any other kid his age in the country. That's verifiable.
Yeah. Yes.
But he act like he got his body on his own. I'm like, boy, do you know that body, you are borrowing that body from somebody. I'm just saying.
Oh,
he walks around like he's the first Evans to have a figure, a body, a strong strength. Boy, you better stop it. Cut it out. All right, let's get into this.
Yes.
Segment number 3. I have stayed away from this subject. I guess tonight was the night to get all the subjects I've been staying away from out of the way. And again, allow me to apologize. I hate that this is the article that forced me to deal with George Santos. But it just reeks of white tolerance. George Santos is, for sure, say what you want to say about that man, he is a pure politician. Everything we believe about politicians, this newly elected congressman of New York, he is all of it. All that's bad.
Well,
but he's being tolerated, I believe, because of his whiteness. And I'm not so much talking about being tolerated by his peers in politics, but being tolerated by his constituents who put him in office. This dude has lied so much. I'm talking about busted in lies, major whoppers, to where I find it incredible that they are not already recalling him. This man should be, look, President Barack Obama wasn't elected a whole month.
Yeah.
And people were already saying he can't be the president because he was born in Kenya.
Right. He's not an American.
He's not an American. He's not a born American.
Right.
From Hawaii, as he said, raised in Kansas.
Right.
Remember the guy who was running for governor in Florida? He almost won the governorship in Florida, made the race close. Why is it that he did not get a chance to continue to pursue his, what was his name? Was his name Gilliam?
I don't recall.
I think his name was Gilliam. But shortly after he lost that hotly contested race for governor, he was found unresponsive in a hotel room laid next beside a male prostitute. You remember his wife came out as a beard for him?
Yeah.
But his political career, over.
Yeah.
And we can go down the list. Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
Remember the hip hop mayor from Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell the truth about a sexual relationship he was having with a police officer or some lady on his staff. I forget if it was on his staff or a police officer. And he went to jail Trump pardoned him. But it appears that black politicians, regardless of their level of Desley Brooks of Oakland, fooled around and pushed the wrong black woman. Pushed the wrong black woman. Now you ain't got no hands putting your hands on an old school legend of the Black Panther Party. There were other reasons why Desley Brooks could have been taken away from politics, but it wasn't until she did something publicly that the people truly didn't feel was right. And where is she now? The community has low tolerance for people in public trust that they feel they can no longer trust. Well, if that's the case, how is George Santos being given opportunity to serve in various rooms of power in the nation's government? Listen to this. An article came out today on TMZ, and I'm just using this argument as a diving board. But George Santos is now under fire because he has a friend who knows his alias names, who lives outside of this country, and is claiming that George Santos is and has been a drag queen.
Well, he has admitted that he had other aliases. He has admitted he had other aliases, other names.
But when you have all of these alias names, aren't these things that are supposed to be transparent in the process of political gain?
Well,
and again, I'm not knocking him for being, desiring to dress up like a woman. I ain't knocking him for that. White men have always desired to dress up as women. They've always done it. They tolerate that amongst their own. But here's some other things, Donna. The article says, more relevant point here at TMZ, and he is openly gay.
Yeah, he is.
He backed Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. He's openly gay, but he backed the Don't Say Gay bill. And he aligned himself with Republicans who claim drag queens and drag shows groom children. This dude is a walking paradox. How do you have a guy serving in public trust who is one thing while promoting something else?
Wow.
And again, like I said, I'm not going against the power structure of the government. I want to know, for those of you who elected this guy, once these things start coming to surface, how do you leave him in office?
Oh, gosh.
Why isn't he already being recalled? Why aren't there petitions out there right now, signatures being gathered? Look, let me tell you, I can give you one incident where the people should have had enough signatures to already start the recall campaign. This man, George Santos, falsely claimed his mother died in the World Trade Center on 9/11. Are you kidding me?
This sounds pathological.
Oh, they call him pathological. This dude, look, he's telling lies that he doesn't even need to tell, and then forgetting he told the lie, and then when confronted about the lie, he kind of lightweight confirms the lies he's told.
Wow.
Although he's saying, I'm not a drag queen. Now, a woman sitting here with pictures of you with your name, she's calling you by your drag queen name. You know the woman, but you ain't no drag queen, and that ain't you in those photos. But he has been accused of falsely. No, he said his mother died at work in the World Trade Center in 9/11, and it has been revealed that his mother wasn't even in the World Trade Center on 9/11. She wasn't even in the country. We talking about New York. Now, if he did this and say he lived in Nebraska, okay, maybe, Nebraskans ain't as, as volatile. But bro, how do you represent the people in the state where this tragedy took place? Yeah. You got all this sympathy. My mother was at work on that fateful day of 9/11 when two planes ran into that building occupied by terrorists. I want to go and I want to represent the people of New York. Your mother wasn't even at work. She wasn't even in the country. On that lie alone, people should be lining up, rather they be Democrat, rather they be Republican, rather they be Trumplicans, rather they be Green Party, Independent. They should be lining up, encouraging his recall.
But they're not.
This man has been sworn into office like everybody else. And the legislature is basically saying the people duly elected him. Yeah. Who are we to remove him? And on a certain level, I get that.
Yeah, this should be up to the people.
But what precedent are we setting here? Is the legislature saying that you can trick the people into electing you, and if you trick the people into electing you, well, hey, that's on the people.
That's exactly what they're saying.
That's on the people. Because let me tell you, Donna, if a Democrat does that, voting rights laws are going to change like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember the ideas of the Jim Crow South, where they was in order for black people to vote, they were asking them hella ignorant questions and trying to find any reason to try to keep them from voting.
Interpret the Constitution. Or prove that your grandfather voted.
The grandfathers of those systems, children, have elected Santos.
Yep.
And the government is saying, it's okay. Well, since you elect him, you're stuck with him. Well, I didn't see you saying that we were stuck with President Barack Obama. You was trying to find allegations.
Right, to get rid of him.
And isn't it amazing? Let's go to black trauma again. What do we know about being black in this country in offices where black people don't typically find themselves? You got to be twice as good. You got to be 10 times better, and you better be flawed. President Barack Obama served for 8 years. 0 convictions.
Right. No scandals.
No scandals?
Nothing they could dig up in his background. Nothing.
He gave you the short form and the long form. Yeah. And yet this man on the platform of truth was being accosted. When he was elected, racial terror groups went 10 times. It was an ungodly amount of new groups.
Lost their mind.
Militia groups.
Lost their mind.
That cropped up in this country.
Yep.
And yet, this man was perfect as a politician. Now, do I agree with all of his politics? No. Don't take that out of my fandom.
Right.
Me being a fan of President Barack Obama does not at all assume that I agree with his politics. There's a lot of his politics I do not agree with at all.
Yeah.
But he was always under the gun of some group trying to challenge his legitimacy to the office.
Simply because.
Where is that energy, Donna? Where is that energy with George Santos? It's almost as if, he's white and queer.
Oh, see, but that's it. You cannot go after him because now you are discriminating against him because he has come out and said he's gay.
I don't care.
And then the drag queen.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with you being gay, queer, transgender. I don't even care if you like dressing up as a girl, even if it is going to be an ugly one. I don't care. But when you start with, if the premise by which the people elect you is a lie. Oh, what did we talk about earlier tonight? Charmy just reminded me.
Yeah.
Oakland Police Chief was just put on administrative leave.
Yeah.
Chief Armstrong, black man in Oakland. Something happened 2 years ago.
Yep.
Situation of, we don't know all the details, but tonight, the new mayor, who has not been in office 10 days, the 19th.
Yeah.
When did she get sworn in? She was just out of the country. She was at some mayor's conference. Not out of the country, out of the state. But she has just put him on administrative leave, found a successor, put a successor in place, which means he's fired.
Yeah.
And he's not fired because of something he did. He's fired because in the world of public trust, if you don't hold accountable the people under your administration,
right?
If you don't hold them accountable quickly,
it
can cost you your job.
Except for George Santos.
But George Santos, he can lie about things that is sensitive to all people. Your mother died in World Trade Center on 9/11. Man, as soon as we find out that's a lie, bro, you got to go. But white tolerance keeps him in power. We'll take a quick break. It's Issues After Dark, Dion and Donna.
That's right. That's right. Here's the knowledge that you've been in your paper, a spiritual paper. You be calling me late, sick and godly wisdom. That's 2,000 years in the making. I'm taking the lesson that holds your deliverance. You feeling it? Asking me how God could save a man, raise a man. The enemy, he plays your man. So why you judging me and you bugging me? Just remember me. Ain't no fear in me. You hearing me? That's right. That's right. You can shout to this, bounce to this, clap to this, just as long as you don't question this. Radical, acrobatical, Jesus Christ fanatical, sabbatical taker, innovator, in love with the creator. Since I was a baby, I know folk hate me, but lately don't really matter what you say. Them silly games you try and play. I represent the one who healed me. God's people, can you feel me? For my people on the left, for my people on the right. For my people on the left, for my people on the right. For my people on the left, for my people on the right. For my people on the left, for my people on the right. That's right. That's right.
My skin is black. My is yellow. I say my name.
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams, Dion Evans. We're getting a lot of people hitting us up.
Yeah.
About what's happening in Oakland.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a quick bonus segment on it. We have the capacity to do that. So Oakland police, this just happened 3 hours ago. This just went public 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
I have a picture of this man in my cell phone right now as we speak, Donna. He took a picture with Seth at a local event.
Wow.
Sponsored by Oakland Police Activities League. Oakland, California. This is coming to you from Cron 4.
Yeah.
Oakland Police Chief LaRon Armstrong was placed on administrative leave Thursday afternoon. Do you understand how embarrassing? How embarrassing that has to be?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get more into it. The news comes out after court documents filed Wednesday looked into 2 incidents of misconduct committed by one OPD sergeant.
Yeah.
The document says OPD tried to, quote, minimize the severity of the officer's conduct, close quote. Donna, he's not being put on administrative leave because of something he did. He's being put on administrative leave because something they feel he didn't do strong enough regarding somebody else.
Right. Says he failed to take action.
Failed to take action. Let's keep going. One incident being investigated.
Right.
Is the officer crash? This is can you imagine trying to look out for one of your officers and then losing your job because you're trying to look out for one of your officers?
Yeah.
But this is the history of Oakland.
Yeah.
If you want to know the history of Oakland, study the Ryder's case. One incident being investigated is the officer crashed his OPD Chevy Tahoe into a parked car at the parking garage of his San Francisco residence in March 2021. It was determined that the officer was with a female OPD officer whom he had a relationship with at the time. The relationship was not reported to OPD superiors or command staff, which is a violation. Donna.
That goes back to what we talked about with the 4 police officers.
Did we not talk about that on Monday?
Yes.
What did we learn Monday about police officers and police conduct?
You got to tell
they can be in relationships. They can even have sex with one another. But they got to report it first.
Got to let them know.
They got to let them know. I still have a heart.
Why?
I mean, do you know how many police officers Oakland has lost lately? And they're not replacing officers for the amount of officers they're losing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not justifying. I'm not just look, Brother LaRon, if it's between you staying in place and somebody else gotta go, guess what, brother?
Yeah.
They gotta go.
Yeah.
Don't
exactly.
put yourself in this type of situation.
Right. Protecting the people beneath you, the blue line.
Don't do that.
Holding the blue line.
Ain't it funny how he held the blue line, but the blue line ain't holding him?
He's out the door.
And somebody else is already willing
The
to take his
assistant,
place.
assistant stepped right into it.
Right? No problems.
Yep.
The other incident happened in April 22. Was the officer firing his service weapon in an elevator at the OPD administration building? Whoa.
No, he needed to go then.
Wait a minute.
He needed to go.
Wait a minute. You know how dumb you got to be to fire your service weapon in an elevator? I mean, that's Ricochet City.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch this, Donna. Neither incident was initially reported to a supervising officer, according to the documents. Independent investigators found that they were systemic deficiencies in OPD's ability to investigate misconduct of its officers. Oh, wait a minute, is that the chief's job? Is it? I thought that
they
would
have
be international. Wouldn't that be internal affairs job?
Internal affairs.
If nobody reported the incident, how was he to know the incident?
He didn't. But you're still held responsible in a position like that. You're still held responsible for knowing what's going on in your department.
But we all know you cannot know what everybody's doing in a department. And if it wasn't initially reported, then how is he to know? Where is he to find out?
There's a saying, the buck stops here. Stops with the head.
I didn't know that he was I knew he was a native of Oakland, but I didn't know he graduated McClymonds High School.
Ooh, Clemens.
Yeah, he's a part of the Warrior Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Oakland's mayor, Shing Tao, released a statement regarding the decision. She's the one who did it.
Mm-hmm.
She placed him on paid administrative leave. The mayor, along with the city administrator, released a statement below. And here's what it says. The decision was not taken lightly, but we believe that it is critical for the safety of our community that we build trust and confidence between the department and the public. We must have transparency and accountability to move forward as a safer and stronger Oakland. Oakland and its police department have taken the negotiated settlement agreement very seriously and undertaken a number of steps to improve our systems of accountability and transparency. As part of that resolve, we have to hold officers accountable when they violate the public trust.
But, okay, this is an internal affair. How does that impact the public trust?
It came public. It became public.
That he's not doing his job. Or he didn't do his job.
Well, that he didn't do anything about it. And the question is, why do you know anything about it? So you can't be a chief of police and be insulated from the things that happen among your people, because then your people become reckless.
That's why you're held accountable. That position, they don't pay you whatever they pay you for you to not be on top of most of the things in your department. You can't be on top of everything. But somebody shoots a gun in the elevator and you don't know about that in the department?
In the administrative department. Gabby Culliver. I think the new mayor is trying to get rid of him and place him with her person. Agreed.
Oh, sure.
Agreed.
That's part of when any new.
This should have look. Shing Tao, she might be the one who did it.
Yeah.
But if this is all that it is, Libby Schaff should have done it.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't do it.
Yeah.
So now Shing Tao is in a position where your new mayor, you barely won. I believe people are still challenging the results. Not Brother Lauren. Lauren is, he's like, we statistically we're not able to win. Okay. But I think the NAACP is being requested for a recall, a recount. Gabby goes on to say he had just got into office when these happened.
See.
Wow. Wow. Wait. Is that true? Wasn't he in during COVID?
I thought
think
they
he was
had
in before COVID.
I thought they had a female police chief that Libby Schaff let go, and there was an uproar about that.
That she was let go because of bumping heads with the oversight committee, the lady on the oversight committee. She actually won the lawsuit.
Yes, she did.
Because she was railroaded and was able to prove it.
Yeah.
This is not good for Oakland.
No.
It's not good at all
No.
for Oakland.
Mm-mm.
He was the reason for what he is responsible for
How
what
is
he's
he?
not aware of. How is he responsible?
Yeah.
Now, I think when you're in these positions, man, you're going to be
got
forced to be responsible. I mean, I don't like it, but it also comes with the territory.
It does.
Now, notice this, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
All the shootings, nobody in police department or political life has been held accountable. You guys have put all this money in a response system that if a gun is fired in the air, you know exactly where to go look.
Right.
And you show up with lights on, but no sirens, so that you don't scare the community.
Right.
And yet, you get rid of your chief of police because of something he may not have known. And in some cases, if you're going to get rid of him, do you not get rid of everybody who knew it? What about the clerk?
Right.
Who heard the shot between floors? I've been in the police department administrative offices. You're not going to fire no gun in there and several floors not hear it. When the elevator opens, they're going to know who was in it. If you know what officer did it, then surely you know some people saw it.
How about the immediate supervisor?
Yeah, does that person get to stay? Watch this. What about the officer? Is the officer still on the force? Now that we know that this officer has had a sexual relationship with another OPD officer, have they both been fired since they have not reported? Or did you just get rid of the chief?
There's
because
always
what we saw
a reason.
in Memphis,
Yeah.
5 people got fired.
5. 3 got fired, 2 suspended.
No, 5 got fired,
5 got
3
fired,
got suspended.
Suspended. So it was 8?
Yeah. Well, 5 got fired.
Yeah.
3 got suspended. 8 people total. 1 lady, 1 woman. And like I said, she will never be sued for being a racist. Her body count is diverse.
Well, you know, in these instances, it's still all politics when it boils down to a new mayor comes in. She wants to clean the slate and put in her own people that are going to work for her and not give her any issues.
But here's my point, Donna, back to segment 2.
Yeah.
White tolerance.
Yeah. Yeah.
White tolerance. Notice, remember the white woman who was chief of police in Oakland?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't she chief of police when all of that stuff came out about that girl who was sleeping with officers? There was an officer who killed himself and it led forward to the investigation and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
She wasn't fired for that.
Mm-mm.
Whoever was the chief of police during the Ryder's case, I think they ultimately forced them out, but it had to go through a hell of a lawsuit to put public stain on the community before they would make a change.
Yeah.
In this country where people are in positions of public trust, if you are black, you better be perfect.
That's in every, you know what? And the higher you go, the greater the scrutiny. But that's in any position that you're holding. If you're black, you have to be twice as good. You have to be always on your P's and Q's. You have to watch what you say, how you respond, how you react, who you're hanging out with. All, again, going back to what I said when we were talking about Trump, it's exhausting. It is exhausting.
And you want to know why black people have high blood pressure?
Yes.
It's not always because of the foods we eat. It's because of the daily stress we go. Look, when you walk out the house,
Mm-hmm.
you are walking out into a world that you cannot hide from. See, this is where I disagree with the folks in the LGBT community. When you walk out, we don't actually know
Unless you
your
tell
sexual
us.
orientation, sexual proclivities, how you comport yourself. That can't be known on sight.
Mm-hmm. Right.
When I walk out the house, however, it cannot be hidden. And I got to deal from point A to point B, back to point A. I got to deal with the drama that others have. I got to be perfect.
Yep.
When I get stopped by the police, I can't be asking tough questions and telling the police off and going off. Oh no, I won't live to tell the tale.
You can't even talk badly.
Y'all.
Filled with the holy message, sealed with a kiss from heaven on a scroll long ago. Phrases, words that were bound together, now have the power to sever like a sword evermore. Heed the words divinely spoken, may your restless heart be broken. Let the supernatural take hold. There is love in the red letter. There is truth in the red letters. There is hope for the hopeless, peace and forgiveness. There is life in the red letters, in the red letters. One man came to reveal a mystery, changing the course of history, made the claim he was God. Jesus, born of a Virgin Mary, spoke with a voice that carried through the years, his perseverance. Heed the words divinely spoken, may your restless heart be broken. Let the supernatural take hold. There is love in the red letters. There is truth in the red letters. There is hope for yeah. Oh yeah. Travis Scott, Tucker, hey. I'm on four. I go yo. Just a show. I just went out my door.
We're in the last segment This is the wrap up.
Yep.
It isn't amazing how these different stories we cover, how eventually when you cover enough of them, they start to intersect.
Yeah. Exactly.
When you think about even just today, we're talking about with this whole George Santos piece and this white tolerance. This art dealer, white man, his actions were tolerated.
Yep.
By the police, by the mayor,
by the community.
It was he was 10 days before he would be arrested for his egregious behavior. It's as if we got to go study books to arrest white people for what they do instead of just knowing that, hey man, there's something wrong here. That video was viral.
Yeah.
This man was interviewed. They were able to find, news stations were able to show up and interview this man. He was doing live interviews, totally unremorseful. Let you and I accidentally walked out of a building to spit, and the spit landed on somebody who was wearing his shirt in a knot.
Right.
They would have swore it was intentional, and we would have been arrested for the same charge, misdemeanor battery. And it wouldn't have been our intent at all. And yet we have a guy who has lied his way into being elected. And America's legislative body is not willing to protect the people.
Because it's not their constituency. There's no reason for us to protect people that aren't a part of.
Well, their constituency wasn't Kwame Brown. Their constituency wasn't President Barack Obama. Half of them. Their constituency. I mean, every time I hear that kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, you're right. But they have never had a problem meddling in other people's constituencies.
Dion, we elected the man who led the movement on Barack Obama not being an American citizen.
Well,
elected president.
Well, you had to know that was coming. America is known for doing things like that, and they barely survived it. And they're still going through the dark ages of that decision. But remember, at least the context for that was people were tired of politicians. Let's see what a billionaire could do. Because the only time we started hearing about him being racist is when politicians started saying he was racist. They weren't saying that prior to.
Right.
And that wasn't the experience of people in this country. But I found it interesting that, President Barack Obama had just clowned him in one of those roasts, one of those, those media events. Right. And he got up and he degraded Trump to the highest level. I felt that day, I felt sorry for Trump because President Barack Obama had his way, and Trump sat there in that room looking straight ahead with his arms folded, and he took it. 4 years later, he had that man's job. Not because he beat him, because he turned out. He wouldn't have beat President Barack Obama in no election.
Right.
And now you have Joe Biden, who is in hella trouble.
Oh, gosh.
Because he's got classified. Now, if you're talking about a problem, finding classified documents in Joe Biden's home, office, car.
Don't wait.
From the time in which he was a vice president, though.
Oh, okay.
From the time he was a vice president. Now it doesn't hold water. Yeah. But it did take the downhill momentum crushing the Trump empire. It did take some steam off.
Which makes you wonder,
Makes you wonder, was it planted?
Right? This is just, the timing is just too good.
Yeah.
For all of this.
Well, here's another thing. In Trump's case, these things were found by people who were not Trump supporters. These were people like, hey, man, you need to return these documents. He didn't return the documents. He said, no, these documents are mine. I declassified them. Hey, bro, these are not your documents. Give us the documents. All right, we'll bring the documents Monday. Monday comes around, they don't get the documents. So they did a raid to go get the documents.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, this is stuff is coming out from people in his own group. This ain't no Republicans going into how these are Democrats. It's like, oh, look what's in the drawer.
Again, I said this is just too suspicious. What did the kids say? This is sus. This is very sus.
Yeah.
Very sus.
Yeah. So what are we gonna bump on tomorrow? Tomorrow we gotta do Bible. We gotta talk about study Bibles.
Let's talk about the study Bibles.
Dedicated that. Send me a text. Do not let me forget that.
What did I send you? See, this is the other
know,
part of growing older.
We can't do that on Friday, Donna. Remember, Friday got to be a little light.
Oh, okay.
Those articles you sent me about the family that got frozen in the mother
Oh,
and the 2 kids. Oh no,
yes,
we can't do that on Friday.
That's it. And then Alec Baldwin.
You want to talk on Alec Baldwin? You want to talk about that?
Just to put it out there.
Yeah, well, I guess we can do a segment on that.
Well, that's
he has been charged with involuntary manslaughter.
Right.
But again, Donna, hold on.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take
so long? Why did it take so long?
How long did his
if Denzel Washington shot Ethan Hawke while filming Training Day,
right?
Do you think that he would have been available to make any other movie at this point?
No. Still be high profile? No. Nope.
I'm just, I hope people. I don't like that there are different sets of rules, but there are different sets of rules.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we live in a world where people like us, the rules and the penalties are different.
But guess what? I saw a video of a young woman preaching at an HBCU. I don't know if she's a preacher or not, but she says they scratching their heads wondering how are we still surviving after everything we've gone through. And she began to go through everything, slavery and black codes and Jim Crow. And she said they wonder why come we are still thriving and surviving. And that's a question for us. We're still not thriving the way we should be thriving, but we're still here. That's the message that's lost, the message of courage and resilience and the fierceness to keep pressing your way forward in spite of the craziness that surrounds you simply because of the melanin.
Can you imagine what your life would be like if racism never touched you?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I mean, no, literally.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I can imagine it.
Yeah.
What would your life be like if racism never touched you?
The positions you should have had that you would have and you'd rise based on your abilities, your skills, your intellect, you'd be sitting at the top.
What about you are the top?
Yeah.
How many Elon Musk would have been manifested if racism hadn't touched them? How many Mark Zuckerbergs had racism not touched them?
Yeah.
That's something to think about.
That is something to think about.
That's something to think about. Black media. Imagine where you shouldn't even have to say black media, but racism touched it. Final comment, Donna.
Question is, when we talk about death or anything, the question is to ask, the reality is, and then ask, how will I manage that reality?
All right. You went back to segment 2?
Yep.
I'm going to start concentrating on what I need to get done before I get out of here.
Yes.
You bless me with that.
Yes.
I'm going to run with that. I'm going to put some thought into that. And that's going to be my purpose moving forward. I'm not going to fear what I cannot know.
Right.
But I am going to do what I can do while it's day. Good night. God bless.
You have been listening to Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Follow updates regarding Issues After Dark on Bitter Cup Media. Follow Bitter Cup Media on your favorite social media platform. Listen live each night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Join the conversations and please ensure your support. Donations to support this broadcast can be sent to Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle at Bitter Cup Media. And as our hosts would say, good night and God bless you.
This is Shanina Shoemate from Oakland, California. You are listening to Bitter Cup Media.
Thank you for tuning in to Bitter Cup Media for your broadcast needs. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Search Bitter Cup Media. Tell a friend, coworker, or family member to join you in listening to our cutting-edge radio broadcast. Remember this, even if our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our hearts, and He knows all things. Bitter Cup Media, signing off.
Clap your hands, everybody. Praise Him because you're still standing. Praise Him because you're still here. Praise Him because all things work together. Hey, y'all clap your hands. Let's celebrate. Let's dance in here. Come on. Oh. Oh. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. You're not jumping. You're not praising. Oh! Yeah!